Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's 2020 and we're trying out a brand new concealer by Hourglass Cosmetics. Is this gonna be better than Shape Tape? I don't know. We're gonna do a wear test and check it out. Alright you guys, let's get started. So Hourglass just came out of the new year and said, we have a brand new concealer, and I am so excited. As a beauty influencer, I wanted to give this a try because I was like, ooh, is there something better than Shape Tape? I don't know, Tarte Shape Tape is a hard one to compete with, so we're really gonna see if this works. We're gonna do a wear test today. I'm not gonna leave it on for 16 hours like it claims because I don't leave my makeup on that long, but I will leave it on for a full day and how long I would normally wear my makeup. And then we'll see if it creases. I'm the perfect person because I have mature skin. I have fine lines and crows and yes, texture and everything else. So this is gonna be a good indication to see if this product really works for all ages, not just for young, but for older women too, like myself. Women over 40, more mature skin. So I am excited to try this out, but before we get started, please remember to subscribe to my channel and set that notification bell so you don't miss a video. I upload every Friday. It's been a little inconsistent because of the holidays, and for me it's been getting through the holiday season with the loss of my mom and everything, but just bear with me. I'm gonna get to a more regular schedule soon. But I wanted to start off this new year with a brand new concealer because I've been so set in my ways when it comes to Tarte Shape Tape. I do like Jouer. I just did a video on all my 2019 favorites, so there was a couple concealers in there that I do like, but again, I think Tarte Shape Tape still kind of held that ranking for me personally. So when Hourglass launched this and it was coming out in my emails that they were launching something new and exciting, I was really excited because I am a huge fan of Hourglass Cosmetics. I am a huge fan. I think their products are impeccable and they are a lot of my go-to products. A lot of my holy grails come from their product line, and I'm not sponsored by them. I don't get free product. I buy all my own product, and I truly believe that for any age, especially for mature skin, Hourglass just smashes the industry when it comes to really beautiful, flawless skin and very clean line. For us sensitive skin women and men, it's very difficult to find products that just agree with our skin, and I always believed in their Mineral Veil Primer. I just truly believe that is one of the best primers on the market, and it doesn't affect my skin. I have hormonal acne prone skin at an adult age, and it's very frustrating because there's not a lot of products you can use. Recently, I started using the Vanish Stick, and I love this foundation. I just did that 10-minute video on it. This is so good. I have been a huge fan of their ambient light powders. I like their bronzer now. I'm gonna use all their products in this video, but I cannot wait to show you guys how great this concealer applied. And we're gonna do a wear test so you'll really see how it goes throughout the rest of the day. It's not always, you know, like, oh, it's so great when it goes on, and then like 16 hours later you're like, or 8 hours later you're like, yeah, I see a lot of separation going on. So that happened with the Shiseido makeup. I thought that it applied beautifully. Well, I had a little issues in the beginning, but throughout the application I started really liking it, and then hours throughout the day I didn't like it at all. So for my skin type, and again, everyone's different, you guys, so always take what I say with a grain of salt, because what doesn't always work for me may work for you. So everybody has different skin types, different textures, different ages. It's just really depends on your skin. It's just a trial and error. You have to try it out. For me, I want to get out of my rut and I want to try something new, and that's the exciting thing about makeup, is these cosmetic companies are going to constantly come out with new products, and that's why I love what I do, because I love reviewing all these products. I love seeing, does it really work, especially on women like me who have mature skin, because I'm not 20 and my skin doesn't look flawless underneath the makeup. So if it works on me, it's gonna work on anyone, in my opinion. So I'm just excited to try this out, you guys. Let's get into it. Let's first talk about the call outs, claims, ingredients, all that good stuff. All right, you guys, so it's the Vanish Airbrush Concealer. This concealer is priced at $34. So a slight con to me is the fact that I felt like they could have priced it at like a $30 range. Being that it is Hourglass Cosmetics, I do understand it's going to be a little bit more than like Tarte or Jouer and some of the lower midline companies, but you know, 34 isn't bad. I do feel like they could have taken that down just a little bit, just to make it sound a little bit better. Even 29, 30 would have been a little bit better price range, but you know, I don't know, like sometimes the ingredients just cost a little bit more and their packaging is always so beautiful, so that could be why it hikes up a little bit. Still lower than some of your higher end brands, so you're still looking at like a mid to high range when it comes to the price point. Another con was the shade range. So you can see right there, there's only 22 shades. That's kind of frustrating because, you know, we're in a world now where these lines are a lot more inclusive and they're coming out with a lot more color ranges. So for a big cosmetic company like Hourglass, I just kind of felt like they could have added in some more colors into that range. I mean, you look at Fenty Beauty and it's just impeccable, their color range. So I do find that to be a little frustrating that they couldn't do that now we're in 2020, we should be doing that. But you know, I don't know, I'm not a company and I don't understand all the stuff that is involved with that. So who am I to judge at that point? But for someone like me, yes, it's great because I'm in that light medium range, and you can see right there from that picture, I took a little snapshot in Sephora. I couldn't get all the color ranges, you guys, because they get a little snappy with you with video cameras and phones and all that, and I think they could spot us beauty influencers from a mile away. So I was trying to be as discreet as I possibly could, but that is kind of like the light medium shade range right there. And there were so many I could have gone with. I liked creme a lot, but I ended up going with oat because I felt like that was going to be the best for me. And to give it the best shot, I wanted to go with the color that I felt like I knew for sure it would probably work. I'm gonna swing over to this page right here, and it was their pro tip, and this just kind of goes along with the shade range. I really like that they included this on their website. It says that this concealer range includes shades that can be used for color correcting, and it gives you all of the different colors that would neutralize, like blue darkness for fair skin would be cream, silk would be, or creme, sorry, silk would be brightens and neutralizes under eye darkness for light skin tones, and then pearl, sienna, topaz, you can read it all right there. I don't want to go into every single detail, but I do like that they included that pro tip. Kind of gives you an idea if you suffer with any of that under eye darkness, like maybe what colors would work for you. I always recommend going in store and trying it on because you just never know. But I really do love all the claims on this product. So let's go with the details. It's a full coverage, weightless, waterproof concealer with innovative microspherical powders that blur and brighten for up to 16 hours of instant perfection. This crease-resistant, light-reflecting liquid concealer blends seamlessly into skin and diffuses the look of pores and fine lines. The highly pigmented formula evens skin tone to conceal dark circles, blemishes, and other imperfections for a smooth, natural airbrushed finish. It includes a custom applicator that provides the perfect amount of product for all over coverage. The features and benefits of this product are that it's weightless, has a creamy formula that instantly blends into skin and sets to a natural airbrushed finish. Of course, whenever we see airbrushed, we want it. It's a liquid formula that conceals dark circles, discolorization, blemishes, age spots, and hyperpigmentation. It contains reflective microspherical powders that diffuse across pores, fine lines, and wrinkles to smooth the skin's appearance. It has a custom designed applicator for unique flexibility, allowing it to hug to the contours for added precision. They're talking about the doe foot applicator. And again, the doe foot applicator is perfectly flocked to prevent tugging on delicate skin. It's long wearing for 16 hours, crease resistant for 16 hours, we'll be the judge of that, waterproof, non-comedogenic, and the ranges include shades that can be used for color correcting, as I mentioned a second ago. It definitely has amazing claims, and we're just gonna have to see how it works. It's, again, $34, so, you know, Tarte Shape Tape is $27, so, you know, not much more. So if it's something that's really gonna work, and I do like probably recommend this more for mature skin, we're gonna be the judge of that, but this is probably gonna be more for my mature skin ladies. I think personally, I think young girls can really get away with Shape Tape and it's beautiful, or even Jouer for $22. But for us more mature skin, you know, we should be putting out a little bit more money and investing in our face to keep it youthful and young and vibrant. And that is the beauty of Hourglass Cosmetics, because I truly believe they really like stress that in their products and the way they design their products. Again, the shade range could be better, but we're gonna work with it. We did find a shade for myself, and I do feel like Oat is gonna be the best. I did purchase the Vanish Seamless Finish Concealer Brush for $38, and that brush, I really, really love it. You're gonna see how it applies. I think it has the perfect amount of denseness, is that a word? It's perfectly dense, but it's also soft, and I think that's what gives it like that airbrush look. Here, we'll go to the website right there. On the website, it says it's a high-performance concealer brush that delivers unprecedented precision and blending. This brush features a unique half-moon shape for controlled application to the contours of the face, especially under the eyes. The bristles have the ideal density, is what I was saying, and texture to blend seamlessly. Designed for the use of liquid and cream formulas, it optimizes performance of the Vanish Airbrush Concealer. And you guys, I truly believe that Hourglass really hits home when it comes to their applicators, like their brushes and their products in conjunction. I just feel like they're the only company where I would honestly say you should buy the tool that goes with it, because I truly, truly, truly feel their brushes are amazing, and they really are high quality brushes. Yes, they're on the pricier end, but if you really want to see the true benefit of their products, I do believe their tools that go with each one of their products is beneficial to you. So let's get into the application, and I'm going to show you guys how it worked. Check it out. All right, you guys, let's get started. So I already applied my foundation, and I used the Hourglass Vanish Stick. You guys know I have been a huge fan of this foundation. It is so beautiful. It's just so creamy. And right now my skin has some texture, has a couple breakouts that are just extremely angry and stubborn, and yet it's still covered so beautifully. I like to apply it with my Sigma F80 brush. I don't think it applies good with a sponge. So if you are going to get the Vanish Stick, definitely use a brush. I do have the Hourglass brush, and it does work really nicely, but I'm a creature of habit. I just love my Sigma F80. I just feel like it just applies it to perfection, and I love that. I just don't have to worry about any streaks. But at the end, I always go in and just pounce and just make sure I take off any excess product. The only thing that you have to be aware of is if you have any type of breakouts, especially if they're still kind of bumpy, that you don't go over the Beauty Blender on that blemish. So if you already covered it up, which the brush is going to help you more with covering it up, but if you go over it with the Beauty Blender, it's going to pull some of that product off. So don't do that. If anything, just work around the blemish. Like, this is a really terrible breakout right there. And I wasn't going to film because I was going to wait, and I thought to myself, you know what, this is real life, and people deal with texture and people deal with breakouts, and you know, it's just what it is. So I have to just go with it and show you real life and how I would cover it up. And basically I would just work around it with a sponge. So just be mindful of that. Don't go in with the Beauty Blender and just start going, I don't know why I always make those noises. Just don't go in there with the Beauty Blender. Just stick with the brush and then work around the area to kind of smooth out the edges. But anyway, this is not about the foundation. I just wanted to tell you I did use the Hourglass stick. I am definitely going to stick to more of the Hourglass products, as many as I have. I just find that they have the most beautiful, beautiful products. They're expensive, they're pricey, but they're worth it. So it just launched January 2nd. I want to say it was January 2nd. You can check that out on their website. I have been dying to try out this concealer. I decided to go with more my skin tone that was still light, but not as light as I typically would. I did stick to Oat, and I really thought that was the best match, but if it doesn't work out, I'll exchange it and go with a lighter one. So we'll just have to try that out today. I did buy the brush because I felt like I just wanted to try it out and see if it applies better with the brush. You never know sometimes. Their brushes, oh my goodness, are so like sturdy and just luxurious, and there's just weight to it. I mean, if you look at this compared to like even this It Cosmetics, and I love It Cosmetics brushes, don't get me wrong, they have the most beautiful brushes and amazing brushes to apply your makeup, but there's just something about the quality of Hourglass. You're paying for the craftsmanship, you're paying for the quality of the hairs. It is so soft. I don't know, let's just see if it's worth it. If anything, if I don't like to apply it under my eye, I would like to spot conceal with this one because I think it'll be a really good blendable, yet a little dense brush. So I'll keep it in my makeup chamber because that's what I do for a living, is do makeup. So I do feel like in that case, it's definitely worth it, no matter what, however it applies underneath my eye. Let's get started because, again, I'm trying to work on the whole talking thing. All right, let's get this box open. I'm so excited. I have been wanting to like just pull this out and try it. I was like, no, I have to do it on camera. So we are going to put that box away. Again, this is Oat. It is so beautiful. It is just like Hourglass Cosmetics at its finest, I tell you. This beautiful concealer is just ready to get on these crazy yucky under eyes and cover up some more of that blemish area. Let's just see how it works though. Is it gonna outdo my Shape Tape? I don't know. That's really, really difficult. Jouer was a close second last year for my best of beauty concealers, but who knows, right? I mean, it says that it's full coverage. It's supposed to do everything that a full coverage concealer does, but at a lighter weight, which for more mature skin is more idealistic because we don't want anything too thick that's gonna set into our fine lines, because that's not a good thing. And for people with dry skin, especially dry skin like mine, you definitely don't want those concealers that are really gonna dry you out and crack, and then the setting powder doesn't lay on properly. It's just a hot mess. And I have been having that issue sometimes with Tarte Shape Tape. As much as I love my Tarte Shape Tape, as much as I feel like it is the best full coverage concealer on the market, it does sometimes crack and sometimes just doesn't agree with my dry skin. So that's why I've been implementing a little bit more concealers into my skincare, into my makeup regimen. But I don't know, we'll have to see. I'm just so excited. I just really, 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 really hope this works out. All right, let's just go in on it. It says to directly apply it with the applicator, and it's a nice doe foot applicator. Whoa. And I love these type of spoolie doe foot applicators. I think they just work really nice. This one looks good, but let me just see how it applies on. So we're just gonna go like with my normal area, which is right here. It says just 3 swipes, but there is nothing 3 swipes about this kind of girl. Now I'm just gonna actually go one at a time because I don't know how this dries down. I'm going to use my Huda Beauty Sponge. I really have been liking this sponge, and I'm just going to just tap that in there. Okay, Hourglass. I don't know how I'm feeling about this sponge applying it though. Let me go to my Morphe one and see if I like it better. Let's try the other side. Okay, very natural, very beautiful actually. We're gonna do a wear test today. We're gonna see how this, holds up throughout the day, but so far, I mean, I like it. I don't think it's as full coverage as Tarte Shape Tape, but I do feel like it gives you a really good amount of coverage, but in a very natural, beautiful, just kind of like, wow, I'm impressed. This is the kind of concealer that is perfect for mature skin. Yeah, okay, I'm liking that. I didn't even use nearly as much as I usually do for Tarte Shape Tape. Wow. Okay. Okay, Hourglass. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I'm gonna pull you guys in a little bit closer. That's just one layer of concealer under the eye, just under the eye area. So that's really pretty. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I'm just used to like Tarte Shape Tape where it literally is just like boom, like it just, you can't see anything. I could still see some areas of imperfections, but it's very natural and very beautiful. This is the kind of concealer that you can probably build up and do that full coverage look, and then you can also wear it on more natural days, like if you were just to wear powder or just doing spot concealing and wearing more glowing products like that Charlotte Tilbury one I talked about, that Hollywood Flawless Finish foundation. That one is beautiful for those natural, just spot conceal, throw on a little bit of concealer. I think this one would be absolutely gorgeous. I'm really liking it. I want to see how it wears, but so far I'm definitely sold, and I'm not surprised because Hourglass just, they deliver in the best possible way. Grant you, I didn't think their foundation was that good last year, the Vanish one. I actually got it and had to return it because I did not like it, but I'm liking the concealer so far. I think it is very natural, and maybe for 2019 I need to take it down a notch and go for more natural concealers because I am getting more like crows until I can Botox that out, until I can start de-virginizing my face and getting some Botox. I do have those fine lines, and you know, let's be honest, when it comes to fine lines, there's only so much you can do to cover it up. Tarte Shape Tape does a pretty good job, but it's very, very, very full coverage, and this is a very natural but nice, beautiful, really good coverage concealer on that first layer. I'm going to take the rest of the face and I'm actually going to go in with a little bit more to see if I can build it up. So let's do the middle area that we always do, like the sign of the cross, as my mom would say. And let's go down the center of the nose, like that. And then we'll put some right here at the Cupid's bow, right there. I like to do some on the fine lines. Let's try putting it on my blemish. That is a very angry blemish, those two. I'm gonna do a little bit more right here and a little bit more right there, and then just kind of like to like get my nose contour going, I'm gonna do it there. All right, let's go in with, oh my goodness, I totally forgot to use the brush. Girl, oh my goodness. All right, let's just try this brush out right here. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I totally forgot to do that. Okay, let's see here. Gives you more coverage with the brush. I can't believe I forgot to use the brush. I bought the brush and I totally forgot to use it. Oh, so Christy to do that. Oh, wow, okay. Okay, I like actually the way it applies with the brush. I'm not mad at that. All right, let's just try stippling it on the forehead just to kind of see, especially since I already did. Oh, I just messed up my eyebrows. Oh well. This is why I like doing my eyebrows after, but that's okay. See, I like that, to be able to do that, especially if you are one to do your eyebrows first. This is a good way to like really get in there. It's nice and small and dense, but yet still packs that in. And don't worry, I'm gonna go over it with the Beauty Blender right there. So I think for the blemish areas, this is gonna be perfect, because again, I don't wanna go over it with my Beauty Blender. So, and I'll go around the sides just to make sure there's no. Oh, I really like this brush, you guys. Okay. Okay, Hourglass, I'm liking it. I am gonna go a little bit more on my under eye area. I just wanna see how this builds and if it gets too cakey if you build it. So, let's see. Let's just see, you guys. I have a little bit of dark spots right there. I don't know what's been going on there. All right, you guys, I am liking this concealer, and I do really like the brush. Wish I would have remembered to do it before I did the Beauty Blender, but that's okay. you know what? The struggle is real. Anyway, I do really like applying it first with the brush and then going in and smoothing it with the Beauty Blender. I feel like at initial application, I think this brush is completely worth it. Go through all the reviews on Sephora or Hourglass and see that a lot of their products, really everyone kind of tends to say that buying it with the actual applicator that it comes with applies it even better. So I just bought, and I haven't received it yet, but the ambient lighting powders, you guys know I absolutely love these. I bought the brush that actually goes with it, so I'm interested to see. I wish it would have come in time for me to film this, but I really wanted to get this video out. It was more about the concealer than anything else, and I like this brush. I think it is completely worth it. It is a good concealer brush. Wow, I'm liking this concealer, you guys. It's not, again, as full coverage as I'm used to. I mean, it's full coverage, don't get me wrong, but not like to the degree of the kind of full coverage I typically like, but I like it. I'm gonna set before it gets crazy. Okay, I'm gonna use the diffused light ambient powder. Usually I use dim light. Let me show you the difference. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like the color, so I did buy the travel size, but this is dim light. Dim light's kind of like just like a peachy tone undertone, like a light beige peachy undertone. And then we have, this is diffused light. And diffused light is more like of a yellow undertone. So I really, really liked it. I mean, obviously I'm keeping dim light, I've had it forever, but I think I might exchange this for the bigger one because in the end it's gonna be worth it to invest in the bigger one. So let me show you guys, this is such a beautiful product. Let me get a brush that I wanna use. I'm gonna use my Kat Von D one just because it's a little bit denser and a little bit flatter. And I'm just gonna go in there and set that under eye area. See how beautiful that is? Wow, that mixes really well with that concealer. So I have some yellow undertones in my skin, so this one works out really, really beautiful for me. These ambient light powders are so absolutely worth the money. They give you that airbrush flawless look. They just have something in these powders that just give you that Instagram filter. I mean, they're absolutely amazing. And if you can't afford the bigger one, just get the travel size one. It will last you for a while because I've had this one for a while. I just did my blemish and I did not mean to do that because you don't want to use these powders on blemishes. So stay away from that because they have a slight gleam to them and it's going to make your pimples stand out even more. But wow, that looks really pretty together. So normally I would use my Kat Von D Shade and Light Lyric shade, which is more of like a yellow base because it brightens. It's almost like a banana powder and it kind of brightens that area. But I'm trying out the Hourglass one to kind of see if I like it better. This is, the Kat Von D one definitely has more pigment. This one has less pigment. It's more translucent. But I don't know, we're gonna have to see how that works out, but so far I'm liking it. Let me show you the difference here. So this is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Lyric shade. I'm gonna go in there and just pull up some of that. So I'm gonna take a little bit on my hand and go like that just to make sure it's not too crazy. But this one's developing a little bit more pigment, so as you can tell right there. I am like really impressed, and I cannot believe how much it's growing on me. I feel like it applied beautifully and it looks natural but full coverage. So if I'm being completely honest, let's just say, I'm just giving like an important day in your life. Say you're getting married or you're going somewhere really, really fancy. I probably would mix it with Tarte Shape Tape, but just do it like a little bit of Tarte Shape Tape and mostly this. I want to try that out on another video and see how that works out. But if I'm going for like an everyday look, I think I'm just going to use this, you guys, because it really is beautiful, but it covers. If I'm just saying upon first application and the way it looks in the first 15 minutes that I've been filming this particular section, bam, this is your perfect concealer for mature skin. Honestly, just beautiful. The applicator and the concealer, Hourglass hit a home run on that because I think it is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna set the rest of my face with my Hourglass Mineral Veil Powder. You guys know this is my go-to powder right now. What I like to do is kind of like shake it up a little bit because it's one of those products where it kind of just goes through the center and sprouts out. So you want to be really, really careful on that. I don't know if I said that right. You guys know what I mean though. And then I take my Laura Mercier Puff, Velour Puff, and I like to kind of put it on my hand first like that. And then I go in and, oops, did a little too much there. I always get a little aggressive on the camera. And then I just kind of go in, and I'm not gonna put too much powder on because my skin is really, really dry right now. I mean, shocker, it's dry. And then I just go over the face. This is something I would have done right away, but because I was talking and filming and we're doing a video, I didn't get to it right away, but this is something I would have done a lot quicker. I don't know why I wear earrings because it just gets all up in the way. But this is really beautiful. It just goes so well with that stick concealer. Wow. I mean, with that stick, actually the R Concealer Foundation Sticks, the Vanish Sticks, R Concealer Foundation Sticks. Wow, this stuff is so good. Isn't this powder just unbelievably the most amazing thing you've ever seen? Yeah, it is. I'm not gonna bake or anything like that. I'm going for more of a natural look today. Natural. As natural as I can get. But we're gonna just try out all the Hourglass products to make sure that we like them all. We're even gonna use the Hourglass bronzer. I don't have the blush. I need to get the blush and see how that one works. You guys know I'm like, just stuck on my MAC blush, so it's really hard for me to try other ones out. But yeah, it's dried down really nicely. All right, we're gonna use a little bit of my Charlotte Tilbury because y'all know I can't live without my Charlotte Tilbury. So we're gonna put that on the entire face, not a lot. I'm using my Lumiere brush. Told you guys in that video that I just filmed that seriously, this is like the best combination ever. The best the best combination ever. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, you guys, oh, look at that. I mean, got a couple ones peeping through, a couple little angry, stubborn blemishes popping through, but other than that, I feel like my skin looks flawless. If I didn't have like those few little hormonal breakouts, I'd be a happy camper right now. Seriously, this is like, woo, so pretty. All right, I'm gonna use this Hourglass bronzer in Radiant Light. And I love this bronzer lately. I'm gonna use it with my Tom Ford bronzer brush. And we're just gonna do like a soft bronzed look. See how like just soft and natural and just like sun-kissed it looks? You see that? This bronzer is so beautiful. And the beauty of this bronzer is you can really build it up. So would I use this to like go out to a nice event? Probably not, because it's not enough for me, for me. But for like every day, I think this is such a gorgeous, gorgeous bronzer. And that's the beauty of Hourglass products is I feel like you can, some of their products you can really pick up the pigment and just really kick it up a notch. But a lot of their products are made to be very like natural and subtle, but beautiful and radiant. And I really, truly, truly believe you pay for what you get, and you get quality products with their stuff. I'm telling you guys, this is such a beautiful, you can just go out the door like this, pop some mascara on or some falsies, and you're done. Beautiful look. I am gonna do the rest of my makeup off camera, and I'll be right back. All right, you guys, so this is the final look. All in all, I really love the way it all turned out. Again, it's gonna see how it wears throughout the day. That's gonna be the biggest test, but so far, I really love this concealer. I mean, I'm not completely surprised because, again, I just love Hourglass products, but I honestly didn't know what to expect because it's really difficult for me to find a good concealer. And like I said earlier, I do believe that I still need to like throw in that Tarte Shape Tape when I'm going somewhere special, but I think for every day, this is gonna be my go-to concealer. And I really truly believe this is going to be a brilliant concealer for my mature skin ladies. So I'm pretty excited. I even had a little bit of a mishap because I got some mascara underneath my eye and I was like, and I had already powdered. And usually if you apply a liquid product over a powder, it does not turn out very good. I have to say I'm actually really impressed because I applied the concealer over the powder that I'd already set to fix that mistake, and it actually blended out beautifully. So that is like a huge bonus for me because, again, you cannot find too many liquid products that will lay over powders. So I'm pretty impressed. Not that I would suggest to do that. That was a mishap, so I would have never done that if that didn't happen. But things like that happen, so you just have to like know that you're gonna have products that are actually gonna work and not completely mess up everything. Because if I would have done that with I always get that name wrong. Tarte Shape Tape, my favorite product, and I cannot get the name right. If I would have done that with Tarte Shape Tape, it would have been a hot mess. So the fact that this Hourglass actually like applied over the powder that I'd already set pretty nice and seamlessly, I'm pretty impressed. So you guys, we're gonna have to really see how this works, but so far so good. I can't believe I forgot to almost use the brush, but I'm so glad I was able to kind of catch myself and be able to do it because I do believe this brush is a necessity to this product. You're looking at $38. It's not bad, and it's gonna, again, last you forever. So I really would invest in the brush with the concealer if you're planning on trying out the concealer, but I am so impressed and I cannot wait to see how this wears. So again, I'm going to do a wear test and we're gonna see how this all just kind of pans out. You know, I kind of applied a little more than I probably even needed to, but I wanted to see how it would build. So I'm, you know, glad I did that, but just remember, the more concealer and the more foundation you use, the more likely it is to crease and set into those lines and texturized areas of your skin. So just keep that in mind. Be very, very, very mindful of that when you're applying foundation and concealer. The more you apply, the more likely it is to cake. So let's see how it wears. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And again, I'll be back with a wear update. But for now, please remember to subscribe to my channel, give this video a huge thumbs up, set that notification bell for future videos, and I'll see you in the next. Thanks guys, bye. All right, you guys, I'm back. I zoomed you in a little bit more so you can see me a little more up close, but it's almost 10 o'clock at night and I am so tired. So I am going to take this off soon. It's been about 8 hours. I felt like this wore very good. Of course, this has a 16-hour wear, but I was not gonna leave it on for 16 hours. I never leave my makeup on for 16 hours. So it's not, to me, something that's that important. I think if it lasts 8 hours, I'm good to go. And it's still looking good at 8 hours. I probably can leave it on another 8 hours and I don't think it would look that bad. So I do see a little bit of like creasing here and there, but nothing I don't see with my other concealers, to be quite honest with you. And I don't feel like I gave it even like a close enough of a fair shot because I kept applying it and building it to see how it built with coverage, and I felt like if I would have just left that first layer on, I probably would have had like zero creasing. So that's a good sign. And I do honestly believe this is like probably the best concealer on the market for mature skin. So for all my mature skin ladies, this is your concealer right here. Vanish Airbrush Concealer is your concealer. If you have mature skin, if you're a woman over 40, truly believe this is the best concealer on the market so far. So Hourglass, congratulations. You put out an excellent product. I do feel like the brush was worth it. I do think they go hand in hand. You still are gonna need some type of beauty sponge. This is $7. Save your money on a sponge and go with a good brush because this is a phenomenal sponge, and it's $7. So Morphe Contour Sponge, I always talk about it. I'll show it right there. I do feel like it is a beautiful concealer. Is it still going to like surpass Tarte Shape Tape for someone like me? Okay, this is someone like me who's a glam girl who loves a full coverage, glam look. No. Is it going to be my everyday concealer? Yes. So if I was going somewhere really, really, really nice, like a wedding, or my own wedding, I'm gonna use Tarte Shape Tape. I may even use the two of them together. I actually can't wait to try them out together. I like to mix my concealers, so I can't wait to try that out. But if I'm going like to a special occasion and I just want that extra coverage, I'm still gonna use Tarte Shape Tape. It's not going away from me. But for every day, this is perfect. This is a perfect concealer. And for girls that don't like that full coverage look, this is your concealer. So I truly believe there is a place in the market for this one. So it's probably gonna hit my top 5 concealers of 2020. I can probably guarantee you that, unless other companies come out with something extra spectacular. They came out with a bang in 2020. I'm excited, and I was excited to try out a new concealer. I know last year was like the year of foundation, so maybe this will be the year of concealer, who knows? But I wanted to put it to the test. Again, this has been about 8 hours. Let me shut off this light. So that is the concealer. You can tell right there. You can see a little bit peeking through. Nothing that I don't normally see on other concealers as well. And grant you, that was the area that I got the mascara on, and I had to go over the powder. So I do suggest that you go light-handed on it. You don't need a lot to get it covered. And I tend to go a little heavy-handed because I like that full coverage look. And I have imperfections around that area, and I just feel like I want to cover it up. It's just like a security blanket for me, okay? Don't take away my security blanket. But sorry, you guys, my lips are so chapped. I used my niece's, the Bath & Body Works 2 times menthol, because I've been eating and just relaxing and getting stuff done, and my lips were like all crazy chapped. So that's probably the worst part of my makeup, and then my fine lines showing through there, but we won't even discuss that. But that's okay, you know, what are you gonna do? I do have a brand new foundation that I have been using. I didn't use it today because I want to go a little bit lighter. I went a little too dark, but I'm so excited. So I'm gonna be showing you that video soon. It is like the best foundation for mature skin and for myself I have ever used. Hands down, the best foundation. All right, you guys, so I am going to sleep. Well, not really, I'm gonna go watch some TV, but I'm gonna take off this makeup, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. Again, just remember to subscribe to my channel and ring that bell down there, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.
You better turn up. You better be there when I shake. Watch me rocking if I can't stop. If I should fall, just go ahead. Go and catch me, baby.